Hello, my good people. Thank you for visiting me again. Thank you for your support. So I get to be asked this question by a lot of people. All right, what will I do? Because I don't earn much. I just earn 30,000 at the end of the month. So what can I do with my 30,000 so that I may establish what I call the financial freedom in future? And it is very very much possible. All right, this is what I'll do if I'm the one who is earning 30,000 Kenyan shillings or 300 US dollars. All right. So first of all, I do go by the 40% rule. I save 40% of my earnings at the end of the month. All right, the 40% of 30,000 is 12,000. But let's be logic. Sometimes we may be paying school fees. Sometimes we be servicing something out there. So all right, if you're not able to raise 40% of your savings, you can go for 30 or 20% of your savings. But this case, let me be a little bit practical. You go for 10,000 Kenyan shillings. You save that. All right, that is your savings. Keep it that in a bank. So you operate as if you're earning 20,000 Kenyan shillings at the end of the month. All right, you budget and live according to that 20,000 Kenyan shillings because you've already saved 10%, or rather, you've already saved that 10,000 Kenyan shillings. All right, so then what we're supposed to know is that anything beyond 5,500 for your rent, it should not be your go zone. Actually, I should say 4,500 should not be your go zone. So you should always rent something below 4,500 for your rent, even if it means degrading yourself and going to live in those shanty places. Provided you know what you're doing, you'd rather go for those places rather than live in a fancy place and you do not have any focus, and at the end of the day, once you get fired, there you are disturbing your family members, your friends should loan you something out. Get what I'm saying, right? So if you go for a rent, let's say 4,500, you remain with the remainder. Remember, you're operating on a 20,000 because you've already saved the 10% of the 10,000. All right. So 20%, 20,000 minus 4,500 is around what? It's around 55, 15,500. All right. So with the 15,500, now your house, your food, your clothing, your shelter, and blah 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 blah, you should give it that 10,000. All right, you take the 10,000, operate it on food, operate it on other small bills, the electricity, blah blah blah, and something of sort. So you're remaining with 5,000. The 5,000 you can set aside like 2,000. 2,000 is for your luxuries, for your airtime, for your transport, assuming that you're not going far, or maybe you have other services, maybe you have a motorbike or something of sort. All right, that is how you're supposed to plan your 30,000. So the moment you save that 10,000 at the end of the month, let's say you save that 10% or 10,000 in 6 months period, so you have your 60,000 somewhere. So your 60,000, you want to trade this money in a very very sure way, so you can take this 60,000, go to a bank, buy shares. All right, what I mean is that is go buy shares for our companies that are good. You can buy shares for Safaricom, you can buy shares for Samia Africa, you can buy shares for EABL, the East African breweries, you can buy shares for any other good Britam, any other good company that is out there. It's a just it's sort of a sure way of securing your money. Or if you're not sure about that, you can also go and buy something called the government bonds. It's like you lend the government the money. All right, I know people don't have an understanding of how this goes. The minimum you can buy, I think, is 3,000. You go there, buy government bonds, you lend the money, the government gives you the dividends at the end of the year, or they pay you money at the end of the month, but I are not at the end of the month, but rather at the end of the year. All right, or quarterly, maybe 4 times in a year. All right, that's the way you can save your money. Even if you feel like you cannot do that, or you cannot invest in such areas, you can go conventional. Right, you can go establish your business, assuming that you're a man and you're married and your wife is idle, doesn't have any job. So you can go establish a small business based on what the woman loves or understands. If she's a salonist, you can have a salon. If she can cook, you can do some little hotel or a small hotel out there. All right, or a restaurant. If she's knitting, blah blah blah, something of sort, you can do tailoring. All right, if she doesn't have any course out there, she can just have or any average business out there. All right, assuming that you can make 300 or 500 out of your savings, of or rather out of investing 60,000 at the end of the month. I mean, at the end of the day, if that money can make you 500 at the end of the month, that is 15,000 plus your 30,000. Now you're making 45,000, and then progressively, that's how you make money. All right, rather than going and living in those fancy places and boom, once you get fired, you start roaming all around and claiming that, oh guys, help me, help me, help me, or something. So it is not really a good character that you're supposed to establish or embrace in your life. That is exactly what I should do with my 30,000 that I earn at the end of the month, irrespective of whether I'm being employed or I do my own business. Actually, I love when I do business because that is the time that I can be able, if I get my money daily, if it's a small business, that's the easiest way you can be able to save your money. You can dedicate yourself into saving like 250 shillings at the end of the day. All right. That's how I will do with my money. So see you in the next one. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe, like my video, and let's grow together.